Hey everybody, I'm here today to tell you how to prepare for your first job interview. And I will be giving you 5 specific tips that you can use to help you be absolutely prepared for the interview. So let's get right to the tips. Tip number 1, research the company and the type of job. So when you go in for an interview, you want to sound knowledgeable about the company and the specific job. And one of the best ways to sound knowledgeable is to actually be knowledgeable about those things. And if you research the company and the type of job, you can definitely be knowledgeable. And when you portray that knowledge to the interviewer, you will actually stand a pretty good chance at getting the job. Tip number 2, practice your answers. Come up with a list of potential questions that the interviewer might ask you and have a mock interview with someone else. So basically read through the questions and prepare your answers, and then have someone ask you the questions, and you should be answering those questions for that person, and then ask the person what they think about your answers and if they have any suggestions to improve your answers. Tip number 3, dress appropriately. Now, when you go in for an interview, there are basically 2 ways to dress: casual and formal. If you are going in for a casual interview, and if you think you have to dress casually for the interview because of the type of job, then you should definitely wear a pair of khakis and a button-up shirt with a collar. If you are going in for an interview and you think that you have to dress formally, then you should definitely wear a full business suit. So basically, you should go into an interview and determine whether you should be dressing casually or formally. If you are dressing casually, stick with khakis and a button-up collared shirt. If you are dressing formally, stick with a business suit. You can't go wrong with either of those 2 options. Tip number 4, be punctual. You should definitely plan on arriving to the interview place 20 minutes earlier than your interview begins. And that is simply because it leaves you some room for error. So let's say that you encounter traffic on the way to the interview. That 20 minutes will give you some room for error and will still, allow you to be sure that you arrive on time. In addition, if you show up to the interview place and you are waiting for the interviewer 20 minutes early, then if the interviewer sees you there early, he or she will think very highly of you, and you may even be able to start the interview early. And when you start the interview, whether you start it on time or a bit earlier than planned, you will already have that +1 in the interviewer's mind, because they know that you are punctual and they also know that you were possibly early. Tip number 5, have a good first impression on the interviewer. When you meet the interviewer, be sure to shake their hand. And when you are speaking with the interviewer, be sure to speak confidently. And those 2 things will definitely allow you to make a really, really good first impression. And that's basically it. Those are 5 tips to help you with your first interview. Now, going in for your first interview can be really nerve-wracking, and if you stay calm and you keep these 5 tips in mind, then you will definitely stand a really good chance at getting the job and doing well with your first interview. And that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching.